Have you ever wondered how a sitcom is structured and set up? You have? Well, that's great because we're going to break it down today for you in easy to understand terms. Sitcoms are hard to write because comedy is hard to write. Drama, you give your character a disease like cancer, everybody knows that's a bad thing. But in humor, what I may find funny, you may find offensive, and vice versa. That makes comedy, I believe, harder than drama. But we're going to talk about that another day. Today, what we're going to talk about is the simple 3-act structure of a sitcom. Act 1, the setup. Tell us who's involved, introduce us to the characters and the situations they're going to get themselves into. Act 2, the problems. Now that we know who's involved, what's the problem? What's standing in their way of reaching their goal? Introduce problems and issues and make them overcome or try to overcome them. And Act 3, the resolution. Wrap everything up nicely by the end of the episode so that we can reset and start again anew next week. That's a big difference between dramas and sitcoms. Dramas can carry storylines over from week to week. Sitcoms wrap everything up in a nice tidy package by the end of the episode. Act 1, set it up. Act 2, problems and issues. Act 3, the resolution. As we look at sitcoms, let's break it down. Let's break down the setup and the structures using an episode of Friends from season 2 called The One with Two Parties. Now remember, as we break this episode down, sitcoms are usually structured in a 3-act structure. And as we look at this episode of Friends, you're going to be able to see exactly how that works. Of course, we start in Act 1, which remember is the setup. The gang wants to throw Rachel a surprise birthday party. Monica wants it to be a classy affair, but the others disagree.
So I'll get candles in my mom's lace tablecloth, and since it's Rachel's birthday, and we want it to be special, I thought I'd poach a salmon. What?
Question, why do we always have to have parties where you poach things?
Monica wins out, and they make up the guest list. Here's where we hit our first snag. They remember Rachel's parents are getting a divorce, so they only invite her mom. To finish the setup, we move right to before the party. Rachel's father shows up uninvited just to say happy birthday to his daughter. And then he realizes there's a party going on and wants to stay.
Oh my God, it's Rachel's dad. What are you doing here?
What, the father can't drop by to see the daughter on her birthday?
Oh, no, the father can. But, since I am the roommate, I can tell you that she's not here, and I'll pass along the message, okay? So bye-bye.
Oh, you're having a party!
No, not a party. Just a surprise gathering of some people Rachel knows. This is Phoebe and Chandler and Joey.
I'll never remember all of that. So, what's the deal? Rachel comes home, people pop out and yell stuff, is that it?
This isn't your first surprise party, is it, sir?
All is fine and well until Rachel's mom shows up, thus creating the major problem the gang is going to need to work around for the episode and transitioning us to Act 2. A new plan is put into place. They're going to have 2 parties.
So, Joey and Chandler, I think it's time that you take Dr. Green over to your place.
Yes, absolutely. Why again?
Because that's where the party is, you goon. See, this is just the staging area.
Right, it's a staging
This more than anything else is a staging area.
This is clearly in the wrong apartment.
Ross brings Rachel back from a romantic dinner out, revealing what is happening to them now as well. We are now fully into Act 2, which is essentially a bunch of problems and issues that the characters all need to figure out.
You? I had no idea.
Really?
No, I knew.
All right.
Okay, everybody, there's food and drinks on the table. Go across the hall.
What?
Right now, Joey and Chandler's go. Now. Why? Just go.
We're fully into Act 2 now, which essentially is, remember, a bunch of problems and issues for the characters. With 2 parties happening at the same time, Ross and Rachel are splitting their time between the 2 parties, trying the best they can to entertain everybody, but these 2 parties couldn't be any different if they tried. Monica's is dull and boring, while Joey and Chandler's is just a rocking good time, causing Monica's guests to actually want to sneak out of her party and get across the hall to Joey and Chandler's.
I hear you can get people out of here.
Okay, she's taking the trash out. So I can get you out of here, but it has to be now. She'll be back any minute.
What about my friend Victor?
No, only the 3 of you. Any more than that and she'll get suspicious.
All right, let me just get my coat.
There isn't time. Just leave everything. They'll take care of you next door.
Is it true they have beer?
Everything you've heard is true.
Could you guys please try to keep it down? We're trying to start a boggle tournament. You! And you! You're supposed to be at my party! And Gunther! What are you doing here?
Hey, welcome to the show.
Meanwhile, Ross is trying to impress both Rachel's mom and dad, but having no luck at either and consistently screwing it up. To move us into Act 3, the game continues with their parties, and they're seemingly going pretty well, and it looks like they're going to get away with this, despite everything going against them. But there's one big problem left to figure out. How do you get Rachel's dad and mom out of the apartment building without them seeing each other?
Oh, no. No, you're not supposed to be here. Because it's the staging area. It's all wrong. You should leave. Just get out. Or perhaps you'd like a creme de menthe.
Have to be heading toward my chateau. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Well, then I guess we're going back into the hallway again.
Thanks for coming, Mrs. Green. Well, okay. You take care.
Oh, you kids. Well, this is the best party I've been to in years. Thank you.
Exhausted, the parties are finally over. The gang has done it. Everything is back to normal. The next episode, it's like it never happened, and we can continue on with their friends' lives. So does it make sense? Act 1, set up all the problems, tell us who the characters are. Act 2, escalate those problems and issues and make the characters work through them. Act 3, resolve all the problems, reset everything back to normal so that we can pick up the show next week or at the next episode. 3-act structure, pretty simple formula. Watch any of your favorite sitcoms and you're going to see this act structure repeated over and over and over again because it works and people can follow along and are entertained by it. Now, if you're in my class, what you want to do is go to our Canvas page to find out what today's assignment is. But if you're not in my class and you're just watching this for fun, go ahead and watch one of your favorite sitcom episodes today. Go ahead and just see how this structure works. See if you could pick out Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. But also see if you could pick out the distinct moments when Act 1 becomes Act 2 and Act 2 becomes Act 3. The world is full of issues right now, so do yourself a favor, go get lost in the world of a sitcom for at least 22 minutes today.